Hello and welcome to Dave's Supercars Raw Review, where I give you an unbiased, objective review of a car and I give my likes and my dislikes. Today we have a 2002 911 996.2 C4S. So what I'll do is I'll show you around the car, show you some of the quirks and features, the likes and dislikes, then we'll take it for a spin, see what it drives like, and I'll give you my final conclusion at the end. So let's go. Okay, so starting with the overall shape, I mean it's your classic 911 shape. I mean they don't really change that much. Yeah, it's a nice looking car. I mean it looks really well in silver. It's really timeless. This doesn't look like it's 18 or 19 years old. It really doesn't. So overall I really like the style and the shape. Starting at the very front, let's just deal with this headlight issue. So you got the fried eggs. A lot of people don't like it. It's different from all the other 911s that have the round headlights. So a bit of controversy over this. Most people do not like the lights. I have to say, I agree. I prefer the 911s with just the old-fashioned lights that you see on the previous models and the 997 and later models. However, it's not a game changer. With the Dot 2 from 2000 and the late kind of 1990s, they changed the light housing here. It used to come down more, into the bumper. So with the Dot 2 they got rid of that and they just sculpted it like this. So a little bit different from the first gen, but still egg-shaped. Yeah, from the front, again, it's nice. It's got air intakes there for some radiators and stuff, air conditioning. Yeah, overall, I like it. Yeah, classic 911. Come round to the side. Now this car has been lowered and there has been wheel spacers, and it needs that. It needs to be lowered. It needs to have the wheel spacers in, and now the stance just looks awesome. Really, really good. Let's bring it around here. Yeah, that's the way it should look from factory. Yeah, she sits quite low, so going over speed bumps can be a bit of an issue. So that's something you have to get around, and you have to drive over them at a bit of an angle. Yeah, the side view, the doors, mirrors, all good. This one has a electric sunroof as well, so nice feature. What I noticed was that at the back, because this is the C4S, it's the wide body one, and because of that, the brake disc and caliper are quite far inset into the wheel, compared to a normal car. But that's the reason for that. From this angle, a lot of people like this angle. I like it as well. And in the back, open to a bit of a controversy as well with this red strip. Some people like it, some people don't. I think most people tend to like it. I'm of two opinions. I actually don't know. Yeah, I think I like it. I am, however, a fan of the aero kit with the traditional whale fin at the back. So, I like that. This one doesn't have it, but it does have the spoiler, which will come up when you pass, I think it's 100 kilometers an hour or 60 miles an hour. Now this is a US import as well. You can tell that from these little bumpers here. Yeah, I would be taking them off or spraying them or something. Not a huge fan of that. Dual tailpipes, yeah, nice, like it. Now, this car isn't tinted, and it needs to have the windows tinted. I think that's what I would be getting done as well. Have a look here. These are 18-inch wheels, 285 by 30s on the back. They're Pirelli P0 tires, so good tires. Someone's looking after the car. And on the front here, they're 225 40 18s. Yeah. There's the fuel cap as well at the front. A little quirk, a little bit different. So when you open the bonnet, this is what you have. Got the storage here. It's quite deep. This is the car cover, However, it is a deep boot space, so that is handy. You can fit an overnight bag in that, no problem. Battery is there as well. So let's close that. Now let's go around to the business end. All right. So there is your 3.6 litre engine, and it produces 320 brake horsepower. You can't see much, and it's not a pretty engine, but they never really are in Porsches, but they work. You see the fans there as well to try and keep it cool. Again, it's not the best place to have an engine in the back. It's hard to get air into it, but you know, it does the job, and that's what Porsches are known for. Now taking a look inside, Carrera 4S on the sills there, and this is the interior you're greeted with. This one is a 6-speed manual, so that is awesome. Okay, so inside, this is what you are greeted with. First of all, steering wheel, nicely shaped, nice size, maybe a touch on the big side, but it's okay. It's got no switches on it. A couple of switches for the radio volume or changing station would be nice and kind of update the look. But starting on the left here, again, we got airbags and side doors. You have some storage there. You have switches here for the front and rear bonnet and boot lid. Electric wing mirrors, both left and right. And down here, you got your manual switches for the lights with the key on the left as well, so a little bit unusual. Then in the center here, your tachometer, you got your speedo there, a couple of extra things on the side, but generally very nice shape, very nice style. I love having the rev gauge in the center. The indicator stalks, yeah, and the washer, the wipers, they're definitely a little bit aged. I mean, that's the only thing they do. They're not great, but they are what they are. They work. Cruise control, and for the onboard computer here, you can change stuff there. Temperature, yeah, your average miles per gallon, how many miles until the fuel tank is empty. Coming over down to the center, let's start here with this nice 6-speed manual. This is really, really good. It's quite a short shift as well. This one, well, a little bit of play, but it's not too bad. Coming up here then, you have some storage for your CDs, yeah? You remember them? Yeah, so you can hold 4 CDs if you wish. And let me see if I press this one. No, let's just change the station. That one, there you go. You can put in your CDs there. You got your climate control. Again, got some kind of locking and rear demister, etc. So quite simple, quite plain. Flashers up here. Yeah, coming over across then you have storage. Yeah, it's okay. It's not huge, but you can hold your gun. Yeah, and that's the side. Bose sound system. The seats are quite nice. However, they got good support, very good support. However, they just are a little bit too narrow for me. I'm slightly broad-chested, but I mean, I'm not a massive guy, and they just pinch me a little bit here. So I would like it to be a little bit wide, and it is a little bit annoying for me. So that's the only gripe with the seats. And again, the back seats, well, there's only room for a couple of kids. No adults can fit there. All right, let's see what this baby can do. It's got some poke right from the offset. Let's just see how good it goes. 4-wheel drive. You can find it through the steering. Yeah. Brakes work. Bag flying around the place. I gotta love it. Yeah, it's quite quiet in here. You know, I was expecting a bit more noise, a bit more drama, but no, it's quite quiet. You can tend to cruise along here and have a normal conversation. It's got an unusual sound. You know, it's not your stereotypical sports car. It's definitely not a supercar, but it does have that sports car sound. You know, a lot of people would compare it or compare a Porsche to like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, and it's the wrong comparison because they're different cars, they're different engines, different categories. But the fact that people do compare these cars just goes to show how good Porsches are, and Porsche 911s. Yeah, just listening again. I tend to think they're a little bit agricultural of an engine. But again, that's just kind of my thoughts. I grew up on a farm, so maybe I just related to that. You know, like I said, it's definitely not a Ferrari, but it has a distinctive sound. You know it's a Porsche. Now this has a standard exhaust on it, and of course a lot of people do change it for an aftermarket exhaust. Now usually when you change the exhaust, it really changes the car and of course the soundtrack. With the standard exhaust, because of emissions and stuff that are set by governments and regulations, you know, it kind of gags the car a little bit. You know, whereas if you put on aftermarket exhaust, it's free to sing. The engine can just play its tune. Now, of course, like humans, not everybody can sing, and even with an aftermarket exhaust, because I've heard it, it's still not my cup of tea, you know. But it does improve things, definitely. This is quite a nice road. A few speed bumps though. Again, that four-wheel drive, you know, you can tell that the front wheels are powered, that there's drive going through them. It doesn't really affect the handling as much as other four-wheel drive cars, but compared to the standard Carrera S, that's two-wheel drive, you can definitely notice the difference. However, that four-wheel drive just gives you so much confidence in the corners. It's amazing, and you know, I think it's what you want. Again, anybody who's looking to buy this sort of a car, they're not going to be mega rich, because otherwise they would have the new one or a GT3. So if you're in the market for one of these, I would get the C4S, just to give you that confidence and just to protect your investment. Speaking of investments, now is the time to buy it, because they are investments, definitely. They're at the bottom of the market now, and they're actually starting to creep up. Again, they're not everybody's favorite Porsche. However, they're just going up in value because they're so good value for money. A lot of people don't buy this car just because of the headlights, and it's ridiculous. That's not a good enough reason. You're getting so much performance and style and everything just because of the headlights? Nah. Sorry, can't justify that. And these cars are going for around $30,000 now. And it's unusual to find a good one with a manual. So the guy who owns this, he's a very lucky man because it's being well looked after. It's got good history on it, and it's a manual. 150,000 kilometers on it, so you know it's pushing up there a little bit, but it'll always be worth something. I mean, I've seen these cars advertised for 250,000 kilometers on them, and again, they're being bought and for decent money. The main thing is to have the service record. So another thing is the IMS bearing that we need to discuss, because you cannot talk about the 996 without talking about the IMS bearing. It's just another reason not to buy this car, according to some people. Now, of course, with every car, there are a couple of things that you need to look out for, and the IMS bearing in the 996 is definitely one of them. However, it's not that big of a deal, guys. So, check the service history. If the IMS bearing has been changed, happy days. Yeah, no issue, you can relax. However, if it hasn't been changed, then put that into your budget and get it changed. It costs around $2,500 to put in, so that's not too much for peace of mind. As well as that, if you are doing the IMS bearing, you're as well to put in the clutch as well, because you have to basically take that assembly apart in order to change the IMS bearing. So why not just change the clutch at the same time, and then that's done as well. Keep the receipts, and your car will be valued that much more when you go and sell it, so it's not a waste of money and you have peace of mind. So not a good reason not to buy this car. Now let's see what this baby can do. It does pick up through the gears quite nicely. Nice hum from the engine. Like, I know I'm not the biggest fan, but you know, there's still a tune. There's still a tune. Okay, let's talk about likes versus dislikes. Let's do dislikes first. Of course, those headlights, yeah? I don't think anybody actually likes them or prefers them over the standard round shape. The rear end, I'm of two minds. I don't really know. I can't say I'm in love with it. Again, just because I like the kind of old 930 look. That's what I'm kind of after. Where you got the whale fin at the back. That was always my idea of a Porsche 911 growing up. So that's the kind of one I'm into. But I understand there's a sleek look and design, and of course it does come up that rear spoiler when you go over 100 kilometers an hour. So I get it. Just from a standstill, I don't know if that's my favorite park, but I am warming to it. Again, I know some people will disagree, and if you do, please put it in the comments below and give me your opinion. I love the side profile. I really like the wheels, and I like it in grey. It's kind of timeless. It's got that classic look from it. Some of the bolder colours, like the reds and stuff, they just tend to age or go out of style, whereas silver will always be sought after. Although I am a fan of the speed yellow as well, so if I got one, it would either be grey or speed yellow. Interior wise, yeah, I mean it is dated. However, you go into any other car that was built in 2002 and it's going to be worse. Again, this is Porsche and the 911, so it's one of their top models. So they definitely did do a good job at the time compared to other cars. We're just, we want Apple CarPlay now, when we want all these fancy gadgets and automatic lights. Again, that wasn't there at the time. So yes, it's dated, but you forget that it's 19 years old, and that's a tribute to Porsche and the 911. Is that this car doesn't feel like it's 19 years old. It's got the performance still of a very fast car today. And if all the other cars are like this, then I have to say they're really well built. This car is just solid. There's not a squeak or a rattle or a vibration. Just really solid. Again, it gives you that confidence to drive it. So in conclusion, what do I think about the 911 996 C4S? I really like it. It's a really good car. I am struggling to find bad things to say about it, apart from like what I said, but they're nothing. They're so insignificant. The overall package is just brilliant. And I'm not a Porsche fan, but I'm becoming one. So that's my raw review of the 2002 Porsche 911 996.2 C4S. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe, hit that like button, let me know in the comments what you think of this video, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Until then, take care, bye bye.